how not to prepare for a Buhurt Armored Combat Event. Now, you might get through some of this video and think, this is just common sense. Everybody knows this. Well, that's good because that means you're smart. But stay tuned definitely for the last half of this video where I'm going to talk about knowing your body, something very interesting that you might not have ever thought of. Could help you out a lot, not just in this sport, but for anyone out here who goes to the gym. So let's get started. How not to prepare for a Buhurt event. Don't drink enough water. Show up dehydrated. Watch what happens to your body when you haven't been hydrated. It doesn't count if you just start that morning. It's better than nothing, but you want to make sure you take a couple days before. Make sure your fluid levels are topped off. I typically make sure at least 4 or 5 days before I'm drinking plenty of fluids, so I'm going to show up to a big event hydrated. Next on the list might be a no-brainer, but sleep. Make sure you get enough sleep because that affects your brainer. I actually like to get at least like 9 hours of sleep the night before a large event. For me, that makes me feel like totally rested. I can get by on at least 7. It's an odd number, I don't know. But just over the years, I'm 45. I found out like 7 hours, I'm all right. 9 hours, I'm freaking fantastic. It's the same as if you're going to work. Early in the morning, you wake up, you didn't sleep enough the night before. You know, it takes you a while to wake up. Your energy level is in the tanks just to start off the day. You might drink a supplement or something to boost your mood and feel a little more energetic. But not getting enough sleep, it's just masking the problem. If you haven't gotten enough sleep consistently, at least a couple days before, I guarantee you're going to underperform. Party! How not to prepare for a Buhurt event. Go out and party the night before. Yeah. Especially if you're in a great town, a great area. Like if you go fight in Nashville Armored Combat, go get hammered the night before. That's not how to prepare for an event. One exception. I haven't seen this guy ever since, but one time, this is over 4 years ago, I was at an event, and this guy, like we both fought in it, and he was telling me how he drank like that morning up until the event. He said he needs it to function. So if you're at that kind of level, I suggest you please get some help. But typical people in this sport, people optimized for Buhurt, are not partying the night before. If I'm at an event, I stay to myself usually the first night. If I'm fighting like duels, the first day or whatever, get all my sleep, you know, I'm hydrated, all this stuff. I wake up, good. It's typically the next day is like the first day melee. And then if I go hang out with anybody, it's generally like people just chilling because they got a big day tomorrow. Nobody's really partying. It's after the next day, after all the melee stuff's over, all the dueling stuff's over, is party time. So if you want to party, wait till then. All right, now here is the most important thing I'm going to say is know your body. How not to prepare for a Buhurt event. Undertrain. That means like you're not training enough. Your cardio is off. Your endurance is down because you don't work out. You don't do any kind of cardiovascular exercise. Or you overtrain. Like you trained, you did heavy squats 2 days before it. So your leg muscles haven't recovered. So they're going to be weaker, perhaps sore. And then that's another thing that can just even lead to injury. Both of those. Not training enough to be ready for this. Overtraining, where your body hasn't recuperated. Now you're putting it under that stress again. There's a lot of armor, a lot of weight out there, and you're going to be put out there overtrained, and your muscles are going to be strained. So here's the thing you might not have ever thought about, right? I used to be like real big in bodybuilding. I haven't worked out since before the Arnold, and that's like 3 months ago, and I'm maintaining this. Good diet, pretty much. I exercise. I don't train. I haven't been to the gym. Actually, let's make a whole video. I'll show you how long ago I've been to the gym. But I can stay relatively like in shape for this sport by doing cardio and pel work and training in my own way. I'll explain it one day. Know your body. So I do very intense upper body pel workouts. I want to make sure that I can throw a shot all day long, right? Upper body. That's my arms, all these little junky muscles that you never think about, but they're very important for your body and how you function. I've found through a lot of trial and error in months of doing this that my body, these upper body muscles, everything for swinging swords and holding shields up, needs 3 days of recovery before I do another high intensity workout. So you need to know your body. When it comes to the gym, my legs need 5 days to fully recover. And this is just a lot of, when I used to go to the gym all the time, My leg muscles, 5 days. Things like chest could be about 4, but honestly, anything else for me is 3 days. So you want to time things. Whenever I'm doing very high intensity training to get ready for one of these large events, I make sure I have 3 days off before it. Here, I'll tell you exactly how I go through my preparation to get to participate in an event. At least 3 days before, I'm making sure I'm hydrated. That means up including to the event, I'm making sure I have had enough fluids in my body. Same with eating. I eat pretty clean in general, but I make sure I'm not eating anything that's going to bog me down and especially make me have to go to the bathroom once I put my armor on. Because, we also get those butterflies. I've been doing this 5 years. I wake up in the hotel room and the first thing I got to do is like number 2, and usually twice. Make sure I get enough sleep. I try and get at least 9 hours the night before. Sometimes because I work, I might not. And it might be a couple days of me working at night and then I wake up and I drive to an event. But I try and just make sure I get, for me, it's 9 hours. Find out how much sleep you need to be ready for a lot of physical activity. Party after. Don't do anything that's going to alter your body's physical condition in an instant because you drank too much the night before or something like that, or whatever else you might get into, things like that. So when I come to the training part, I time my training so that I don't do anything for 3 or 4 days before. When I go to Carolina Carnage, for instance, right? Huge event. I leave and I take 3 days to do absolutely nothing. I sometimes will go out like on the beach or something and do some ladder drills, something just to keep active. Nothing more than like 15-minute workout with some armor parts on. But I make sure I don't do anything physical. I need all that time so that when I'm swinging a sword or holding a shield and things like that, that these muscles have recovered. And I'm telling you so much. Take time and find out if you lift weights or you do cardio and things like that, find out exactly how much time your body specifically needs to recover. So you don't undertrain. You train all the way up until the event. You don't overtrain, that you trained up too close to the event that when you get out there, your muscles are going to wear out because they haven't recovered so much. If you knew everything already, congratulations, because you're smart. But I hope a lot of you didn't really think to just get to know your body, find out how long each muscles need to recuperate. Like I said, 5 days for legs for me. Most other things, 3 days. All right, this is Baton Night. If you learned something today, thumbs up. Share the video if anybody new is just like needing this info. And we'll catch you in the next one, I guess.